Hello everyone. Today we are going to take a look at a GRE question, a sample question on area of a square and also diagonal of it. And this is a question that is one of the typical questions that you will face in GRE exam. So the question is, in the figure, if the area of the smaller square region is 2/3 of the area of the larger square region, then the diagonal of the larger square is how many inches? How many inches longer than the diagonal of the smaller square? So it's not about proportion, it's about the length and the difference in the length. So one thing to remember is the diagonal of a square or rectangle. A square is a special rectangle with equal sides. So just imagine a square. If the diagonal is called d squared is one side squared plus another side squared. So in an square, it's equal to one side squared plus one side squared. If that one side is 1, just like the assumption of this question, d squared is equal to 1 plus 1, and so d is gonna be square root of 2. In last slide, everything was about the larger square. Here we have everything about the smaller square. So we have used a small d to represent diagonal of the smaller square. So we have same equation for diagonal of a square here, and based on the equation, based on the question, we have this second equation, which means that 2/3 of a squared is equal to b squared, and a is 1, so 2/3 of 1 is going to be 2/3, and as we put the 2/3 in the first equation, we'll have d squared is gonna be equal to 4/3, and from that we'll have d equals to 2 square root of 3, 2 over square root of 3. So this is the diagonal of the smaller square. So now the point is, we are not looking for capital D over small d. We are looking for capital D minus small d. This is the point that you should always bear in mind in the GRE exam, because the question itself in GRE is one challenge, but the way question or answer is expressed or asked is another challenge. So you should always be careful. So the question is asking for capital D minus small d. Capital D was calculated in 2 slides prior to this one, and also small d. So the difference between these two is gonna be a square root of 2 minus 2 over square root of 3, and this second one if you multiple both 2 and a square root of 3, if you multiple that by a square root of 3, you will have this final answer as the difference between two diagonals of the larger square and a smaller square. So this is the answer of this question.